Hi everyone, it's Chelsea from Little Mountain Ranch, and today I'm just going to be taking care of a few of the last details on the kitchen, at least on this leg of this project. A couple of the updates around the kitchen cost is right now I'm at $469 and my total budget was around $500. $150 of that was actually on the wiring because we moved the location of the fridge and the stove and needed to change the wiring for that, and that's really expensive. So that was a huge chunk of the cost. I ended up recycling the hinges and the handles from the kitchen. The ones that were gonna work that I liked the best were really expensive, and I just kind of thought, you know what, even though I don't love the handles that are on here, once we get the new countertop and the flooring, they're gonna look really good. So the handles for all of the drawers are the same ones that I had before, and I did end up ordering, and I don't know if I showed you this in the last video. Hang on, I'll grab them so you can see. These really cute little poles, they're ceramic, little hand painted, and they're all different. They're really, really cute. I think it was 20 of these for $35 or something like that, including shipping, which was a really good price, and they're actually a really good quality. Anyway, I've already chosen the ones that I used in the kitchen, which you'll be able to see when I do the final kitchen reveal, probably, I'm hoping, by my next video. We ended up doing quite a bit of tearing out of old things and building new things. You can see the little pony wall back there. That used to be a full wall there, and that took a lot more time than I had originally anticipated with this kitchen renovation. So it's just taken a lot longer, and that's okay because the end result's gonna be good. So today I am finishing up a corner, which I'll show you in a minute, but where the log comes up to the drywall, and I need to kind of finesse some drywall mud into the corner to make it look really smooth. I ended up putting a new piece of drywall, and it was my first time drywalling from start to finish by myself, and it turned out really well, but this one piece is not super pretty, so I am gonna end up having to do that. The other thing that I'm gonna do is sew some toppers, some curtain, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? The little ruffly thing that goes on the top of the curtain, but not an actual curtain because I don't want to block out the light. No, not the, no. Anyways, you'll see what I mean in a minute. And so I went to the fabric store today, and can you see, I don't know if it's really showing up on here, but there's these dark green little leaves on here, and that's the exact same color that I painted the lower portion of the cabinets. This fabric, as soon as I saw it, actually Kate picked this one out and brought it to me and said, "What do you think of this one, Mom?" But this actually reminds me of my grandma. I don't know why it reminds me of her, but she passed years and years ago. And so every time I see this, I'm gonna think of her, and I like that it's nice and bright. So I'm gonna sew these up. My sewing jobs are the kind of sewing job that as long as you look at it from far away, it looks okay, but if you get too close, then you can see all the flaws. It's not something that I'm super skilled at, but it is a really economical way to do things like curtains. So even though I can't remember exactly what price this fabric was, it wasn't cheap. When I looked at that compared to the price of buying curtains, ready-made curtains, having curtains made, ordering them from Amazon, anything like that, something that wasn't going to be exactly what I wanted anyway, the price was pretty similar. In fact, this is a cheaper way to do it, and also it's handmade, which is something that I try to do when I can. So that's why I chose to do it this way. What else do I need to do? So the other thing that I'm going to do is oil up the countertop that you can see behind me here. I did get one coat on it. I'm going to do 5 coats. From everybody I've talked to and all the research I've done, 5 coats seems to be a good amount. And so the way that you need to do this, well, I'll show you and explain to you while I'm doing it. But so I'm going to get this oiled up. And once those 3 projects are finished, then my kitchen's going to be functional again. And by Thursday or Friday, I try to put out 2 videos a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays or Fridays. So on Thursday or Friday, hopefully I'll be able to get a video up and be able to show you the whole entire thing. You're gonna see little glimpses of it today, but I'm not gonna give you the full view of the entire thing until it's completely finished. And it's taking a lot of willpower to do that because I really wanna show you all these cute things that are in here. like this because it just looks so beautiful. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So there's a couple of things that I would have done differently if I could go back and do this project again. I'm super happy with the way it turned out, but now that I've done it, I learned a lot. The first thing that I would have done is I would have made sure that the wood had actually come into the house and been in the house for a couple of weeks by the wood stove to really dry it out, just to avoid any warping. It sat out in the shop for a couple of weeks before we used it, and I'm just really hopeful that it's fully dry so that it doesn't warp while it's drying and crack and pull apart and all of that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I would have used way more glue. Like I would have just poured that whole entire bottle of glue on there and put it on super thick, because I have noticed there's a few spots where it's the boards have separated a little bit. So what I've done is when I brought this in here, I used, where is it? Anyway, somewhere around here, wood filler. So I just filled anywhere where there were some cracks in the wood, and I'm just really hopeful that everything just kind of stays put. And if it doesn't, I guess I have to build another one. But in the meantime, it looks fabulous. It looks really good. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. And for my first time building anything like this, I'm pretty proud of it. I'll just show you how it looks close up, and then we will get on to the next project, which is making these curtains. We have a bottle piglet in the house, and I'm actually gonna have to pause right now and go and feed her, so I'll bring you along with me to do that. She's absolutely adorable. We've had a heck of a time with one of our sows. She ended up crushing several of her piglets, and we haven't had that issue before, but we think just because the temperatures have been unusually cold this time of year that was maybe one of the problems. So anyways, we have a bottle piglet in the house, and her name is Scarlet. So we'll go and feed Scarlet, and then we'll come back and make these curtains. So there you go, now you've met Scarlet. She is going to be staying in the house for probably about 6 weeks, so I'm sure you'll see lots of her. Okay, now I need to make these curtains. And I have to clear off my table first because it's a huge mess. I mentioned in my last video that our kitchen table was made out of reclaimed fir. This is the table, and as you can see, it's due for refinishing. We had it built about 13, 14 years ago, and it actually has a great story. This is a huge table, and we had it built when we only had 2 kids in anticipation of having a large family, and now we overfill this table, so it's a pretty special table. So anyone that actually sews is probably going to be mortified by my process. Watch and maybe don't copy the way that I do this. Learn how to do this from somebody that knows how, but I'll show you how I do it anyway. Where I just cut the piece of fabric exactly in half, and the line was already there. And now I have just folded this one in half, and I'm just going to iron it to keep it in the position that I need it to be to sew it up. And I'm just going to sew it inside out on the first run, and then I'll show you how that works, and then I will put in the hole for the rods that I bought. And I just bought really simple rods. Mostly I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I wanted them to be dark rods, so just little simple rods like that. So I don't need to make a really big pocket for the rod. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stitch these up, and I just called the kids in from outside. They've just been getting some fresh air outside, so it's probably gonna get a little bit louder in here. They're really excited. They just set up a fire pit because we're having a wiener roast and s'more party tonight. I think I've mentioned this before that we're Baha'is, and today is the first day of something that's called a Yamiha, and it is our gift giving time of year. So we're gonna start it off with a bang with a weenie roast outside tonight. You saw an eagle?
Yeah.
That's awesome. It wasn't chasing our chickens, was it?
No.
Oh, good.
It just did this through and circled.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not near our animals, so.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, so let's sew this up. Okay, so now that I have these turned the right way, I'm just going to run the iron over them again so they have a crisp side. And then I'm just gonna run another line down right about here for the curtain rod to go in. Okay, so it's time to put up these little curtain rods that I bought. And there's a game of Monopoly going on in the background. So mortgaging and buying and selling and trading going on in the background. You need to go to the bathroom? Oh, Jack's gonna take you, go, go. I just hung these up by the window just to see how they were gonna look, and they look so cute. Whoops. I had a vision for what I was going for. It's coming to fruition, which is great, because that doesn't always happen. Okay. Hey Diego, can you grab me the drill? Oh, it's right there actually. Do you know where the drill bits are? Oh look, you found Roomy. Good. Mommy cat and daddy cat are over on the couch, I think. Okay, I just need to track down my drill bits. Super happy with the way that turned out, you guys. It looks so cute. I'm really excited to be able to show you the finished kitchen. I've given you a couple little sneak peeks here in this video, but hopefully by Thursday or Friday, I will be able to do the final video for you. It won't have the flooring or the countertops, but it'll give you the basic idea. Okay, I need to go and get this wiener roast all set up. That's gonna be happening outside for supper tonight, which is super convenient for me because I didn't have to cook supper, so yay. If you would like to see some more content from us, you can visit us on Patreon. The link is down below, or you can go over and check us out on Instagram. I post daily, or I try to post daily over on Instagram, in Instagram stories, and I try to put pictures up at least a few times a week. I hope you have a fantastic couple of days until I see you again. Bye guys.